WKAR presents QuizBusters. Production of QuizBusters is made possible in part by Consumers Energy, building Michigan's future by supporting excellence in education. Consumers Energy counts on us. And by viewers like you. Today, the Hornets of Kearsley take on the Chieftains of Okemos in our last Green Division semifinal matchup. Now, here's the host of QuizBusters, Matt Ottinger.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody, and welcome to QuizBusters. Glad to have you with us. And this is our last semifinal game in the Green Division. We're down to just 5 teams now left in our entire tournament. The winner of this contest will play Heartland in the Green Division final. The White Division final will be, and we'll have our grand championship game. So we're getting very close to the end. Let's reintroduce you to 2 terrific teams here to play the semifinal game. Starting with the Hornets from Kearsley High School. They are Kent Hirschberger, David Watling, the captain Jason Brownfield, and Chris Schmidt. Their alternates are Kate Zwicky and Zach Cook, and their advisor is Mike Skidmore. They'll play the Chieftains from Okemos High School, and that team is Nathan Sherbar, Sarah Garnett, Shuyu Wong, and Yan Zhao. Their alternates are Paul Sherrill and Mike Bomarito, and their advisor is Matthew Morrison. You've met the players before. We all know what we're doing, so let's just get right to the action. Players, we begin with the quick 10 toss-up questions. I'm sure we'll put 100 points on the board to see how it breaks down. Good luck to all of you. The quick 10 begins with question 1. Estella, Miss Havisham, and Shuyu Okemos.
Great Expectations.
That's what I was looking for. Pip, all characters in this Charles Dickens novel. Question 2. What final West German chancellor oversaw the reunification of his country with East Germany? Shuyu Okemos.
Kohl.
Kohl is right. Helmut Kohl. Question 3. The hypothetical planet proposed by Urbain Le Verrier to explain the motion of Mercury, the Roman god of fire, Sarah Okemos.
Vulcan.
And Mr. Spock's home planet all share what name? Right. Question 4. What seat of Jefferson County, Alabama, is also the state's largest city? Nathan Okemos.
Montgomery.
Not Montgomery. No. Kearsley. Anybody? Jason?
Birmingham.
Birmingham is the largest city in Alabama. That's right for 10. Question 5. One body's attempt to move past another will generate what kind of resistive force? Shuyu Okemos.
Inertia.
Not inertia. No. Kearsley? Jason?
Drag.
Friction. Frictional force. Question 6. Louisiana Governor Huey Long was the real-life inspiration for Sarah Okemos.
All the King's Men.
All the King's Men. Willie Stark, the protagonist of what book by Robert Penn Warren? Question 7. He was poisoned, shot. That is Jason Kearsley.
Rasputin.
A lot of them knew that one, and Jason was first. Grigory Rasputin. That's right. Question 8. Maine was admitted as a free state, but slavery was allowed in the titular state under what series of acts passed from 1820 to Jason Kearsley.
The Jim Crow laws.
No, I'm sorry, that's wrong. Okemos, for what series of acts passed from 1820 to 1821? Yan.
Omnibus laws.
No, I'm sorry, that's wrong. The Missouri Compromise. What titular state? The title state. Missouri Compromise. Question 9. In mythology, what type of animal kills Odin but gives sustenance to the Roman babes Romulus and, that's Kent Kearsley.
Wolf.
A wolf does, that's right. Question 10, your pencils players. If hydrogen's atomic mass is 1 and oxygen's atomic mass is 16, then what is the molecular mass of water? Shuyu Okemos.
18.
18, just that simple. You saw everybody go at the same time on that one. That's 10 players, good job. And we did trip them up a couple of times, but 8 out of 10, certainly not bad at this level. You're playing for control of the bonus categories now. Players, here's your toss-up. In adults, it can cause pain and swelling of the meninges and reproductive glands. Mostly, it affects children from 5 to 15. Chris Kearsley.
Chicken pox.
Not chicken pox. No, Okemos, I'll continue. Do not confer. Mostly, it affects children from 5 to 15 and causes swelling in the salivary glands. Name this contagious disease. The second M in the MMR vaccine. Nathan.
Mumps.
Mumps, that's right. Parotitis. Mumps. Early buzzer, logical guess from Chris, but it went a different way. It was mumps. Okemos, you're in control. Pseudonyms is your bonus category. I'm going to ask you for the most famous pseudonym used by each of the following people. You might know them by their real name or by their pseudonym. We want their most famous pseudonym from you, please. First, Samuel Langhorne Clemens.
Mark Twain. Mark Twain.
Mark Twain is right, 10 points. Next, William Sidney Porter.
O. Henry. O. Henry.
O. Henry is right. Your final one, Emily Bronte.
Ellis Bell.
Ellis Bell is right. You had no problem with that, especially on that tricky third one. And we move on. New toss-up for all players. It lasted from 1919 to 1933 and began with the adoption of a Shuyu Okemos.
The Weimar Republic.
The Weimar Republic is right. Well done. Began with the Constitution, Assembly, and its namesake, Thuringian City. I didn't even get to that far. I didn't have to. Okemos, you've got control. Blood pressure is your bonus category. Answer the following related to blood pressure. First, what medical term describes the condition of persistently high blood pressure?
Hypertension.
Right, for 10. Next, a blood pressure reading consists of two numbers. Give the name attached to either number.
Systolic. Systolic.
Systolic is right, diastolic the other. Finally, what device is commonly used to measure blood pressure?
Sphygmomanometer. Sphygmomanometer.
Sphygmomanometer is exactly, you got all the syllables in there. That's right for 20 points and another sweet. We're going to have some high scores, I can tell. Right now, Okemos has swept two. It's a quick 100. Kearsley could easily do the very same thing if they get control of the toss-up. So we're not anywhere near the end of this game yet. We've got a pop quiz to play right now and 4 letters to give you, players. 4 letters. P-R-E-C will begin all your correct responses. All 4 of those letters. Kent from Kearsley, Nathan from Okemos will get things started for us. The amount of rainfall, Kent.
Precipitation.
Precipitation is right. 10 points. Very quick. Next. Lacking stability or security, Kent?
Precarious.
Precarious due to unknown conditions. Final question. A subdivision of a town, city, or other municipal area for election, Nathan?
Precinct.
A precinct for election purposes or for police control. David from Kearsley now. Sarah from Okemos. A measure taken beforehand to prevent harm or secure good. Tricky definition. You know it when you hear it. A precaution. Precaution. Second question. The clairvoyant ability to sense or otherwise relate, Sarah.
Precognition.
Precognition. Otherwise relate to an event or state not yet experienced. And finally, of great or high value, Sarah.
Precious.
Especially sentimental value. Precious is the word. Jason now from Kearsley. Shuyu from Okemos. To be, go, or come ahead. Jason.
Proceed.
To proceed in front of something else. Yes. Next. Relating to the earliest era of that's Shuyu.
Precambrian.
Precambrian is right. Characterized by single-cell organisms. And finally, having exceptionally mature qualities or developed Shuyu.
Precocious.
Developed talents at a very young age. Very nicely done. Chris now from Kearsley. Yan from Okemos. A very steep or overhanging that's Yan.
Precipice.
Precipice is right, especially a hazardous one. Next. An earlier occurrence of something similar. Yan.
Precursor.
No, I'm sorry, that's not what I'm looking for. Chris, I'll finish it for you. An earlier occurrence of something similar, especially a legal decision from the past. Go ahead, Chris.
Precedent.
A precedent is the legal decision that I needed. And finally for Chris and Yan. Exact to the most minute detail. Chris.
Precise.
Precise. So that's precisely right. 10 points. That's our quiz. You're playing for control of the audio, bonus players. Here's your new toss-up. It contains the Dahlak Archipelago, D-A-H-L-A-K, and the Bab al-Mandab connects it to the Gulf of Aden, A-D-E-N. At its northern end, it splits into the Gulf of Aqaba and the Gulf of Suez. Shuyu Okemos.
The Red Sea.
The Red Sea is right. 10 points. Audio time for Okemos. You know it is the bonus category. You can talk during the audio if you so choose, but I bet you'll be listening because you'll want to be answering the questions when I play it for you. Here comes the clue first, then we'll ask the questions.
I am just thrilled to say that I'm going over to join some of my very dear friends and people that I've met for the first time in a joint effort, do what we can to help some starving people in the world, some deprived people.
Now I'm going to give you some background in the question. That was an entertainer in 1985 who was about to gather with many other music stars, calling themselves USA for Africa, to record what song for charity?
Oh my God.
I don't know.
And I need your answer.
No answer.
No, you're too young probably. It goes back a few years. We Are the World. We Are the World is the answer. No points on that one. Didn't get the audio question. We have a new toss-up for all players. He once spent 8 months in solitary confinement because the FBI believed he knew how to launch nuclear missiles from a prison payphone. Novell, Motorola, and Sun Microsystems were some of the companies whose systems were compromised by what legendary hacker? Jason Kearsley.
Captain Crunch.
No, I'm sorry, that's a wrong. More specific answer, please.
I forgot his name.
No, okay, I'm going to have to clear that. Okemos, any ideas? In all honesty, I'm not sure this is the same guy, but at any rate, I did need his real name. Kevin Mitnick is what I have here. Kevin Mitnick is the answer. New toss-up for all players. Overshoes and puppy biscuits are among the title character's real-life purchases, interspersed with fantasy sequences that feature a naval commander, a doctor, an expert marksman, and an execution victim. Name this short story by James Thurber. Sarah Okemos.
Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Secret Life of Walter Mitty is right. 10 points. Took a while to get there. Well, let's turn the tables on you and do some basketball questions for you. See how you do on these things related to the 2002 NBA draft. First, this 7'5" center from the Shanghai Sharks went to Houston as the #1 pick in the draft, the first non-American to be taken first overall.
Yao Ming.
Yao Ming is right. Next, this team went all ACC for its 3 2002 picks, snagging Virginia's Roger Mason Jr., Maryland's Lonnie Baxter, and at #2 overall, Duke's Jay Williams.
Chicago Bulls.
Chicago Bulls is right. Finally, Jerry West selected Kansas forward Drew Gooden at #4 overall in his first pick as this team's new general manager.
Memphis Grizzlies.
That's right. 20 points again. Good job. New toss-up for all players. To an economist, this word describes the effect of a change in price on the quantity demanded. To a physicist, what word describes a body's ability to return? David Kearsley.
Interest?
No, I'm sorry, that's wrong. Okemos, I'll finish it. To a physicist, what word describes a body's ability to return to its original size and shape after a distorting stress is removed? Yan.
Elasticity.
Elasticity is right. 10 points. The National Socialist German Workers' Party is your bonus category. That party came to power in 1933. First, the National Socialists were usually known by what abbreviated name?
Nazis.
Nazis, of course. Next, German for protective echelon. What black-shirted elite corps of the Nazi Party grew from being Hitler's personal bodyguards to a force numbering 250,000 men?
Gestapo or SS? Gestapo?
Not the Gestapo. No, the protective echelon were the Schutzstaffel, the SS. SS I could have taken. 10 points on that bonus. You got 290. Brings us to halftime in our game, and right now, as I said at the beginning, Okemos a little bit quicker on those toss-up questions. No problem with the bonuses. They've got the big lead, but Kearsley with a few toss-ups can get right back in this game. All our players relax right now, though, as we take a momentary break, and I remind you that our QuizBusters are playing for fun and for pride, but they're ultimately playing for prizes. We have grand prizes awaiting our teams at the end of the season, just a few wins away now, and here's Dan Bayer to tell you all about them.
QuizBusters is pleased to announce exciting 14th season prizes for our Grand Championship finalists. Our runner-up team will receive offers of up to 5 one-year textbook scholarships from the Student Bookstore. Students accepting these scholarships must enroll for classes at Michigan State University. Some other restrictions will apply. And for the 14th consecutive year, up to 5 students on our Grand Championship winning team will each receive offers of a 1-year in-state full tuition scholarship to Michigan State. These terrific Grand Championship prizes are offered through the continued generosity and support of the Provost, the Student Bookstore, and the Office of Admissions.
And thank you very much, Dan. That's waiting for our teams at the end of the season. Of course, we are already at the semifinals of the division levels. We're only 3 wins away for one of these schools to be in that grand championship, or to win the grand championship. A third win would be the final one. That's how close we are. So keep watching every week at this time for the rest of the season here. Okay, players, second half, pop quiz, lightning round. You know the drill. We're playing for control of the video bonus. Here comes your toss-up, and I'm going to start with a quote for you. One thing was certain, that the white kitten had nothing to do with it. It was the black kitten's fault entirely, unquote. So begins Sarah Okemos.
Through the Looking Glass?
Right, Through the Looking Glass. Very well done. The heroine and her kitten soon see the title object melt away. Name the sequel. And Sarah did that. Nicely done, Sarah. Video time. There'll be some audio with it, of course, because you hear the first question on the videotape. You'll have that question answered correctly. Then I've got 2 more in the category for you. I think we're heading to the Potter Park Zoo for this one. Let's take a look at your video category.
Hi, I'm Dennis Laidler here at the Potter Park Zoo. These penguins were named for the Spanish explorer who saw them in South America during his around-the-world voyage in 1520. Who was he?
Magellan is right, the Magellan penguins. Next, the only member of the genus Megadiptes, this penguin, found mostly in New Zealand, has a common name that recognizes the unusual color of its eyes. What color eyes does this penguin have?
Red or yellow?
I need your answer.
Red.
Not red. No, the yellow-eyed penguin. Yellow-eyed. That was a tough one there. Thank you to Dennis Laidler and the Potter Park Zoo. That's our video category. You got 10 points on it. Back to traditional bonus on the line here. New toss-up, everybody. New portions added in October 2002 focus on the wedding feast at Cana and 4 other moments in the life of Jesus. Those mysteries of light are now part of what Roman Catholic prayer, that is Sarah Okemos.
The Rosary?
The Rosary is right, using the set of beads. Terrorism, Okemos, your bonus category. Answer these questions about, we mentioned October before, this is another October set. Answer these questions about October 2002 terrorist attacks. First, a car bomb killed 7 people and injured 80 more in what Finnish capital city?
Helsinki?
You knew that without the car bomb part, I'm sure. Next, 2 days later, at least 180 people were killed when a series of car bombs exploded outside a nightclub on what Indonesian island?
Bali.
I need your answer.
Bali.
Bali is right for 20. What Australian Prime Minister described the Bali bombings as wicked, cowardly, and barbaric?
Dean or Howard? Whichever Howard.
I need your answer.
Howard.
Howard is right. You picked the right one. John Howard. Looked to me like you were choosing between a couple. You picked the right one. New toss-up for everybody. Though technically a military victory for the U.S., it had a devastating psychological impact on the American public, as it demonstrated that victory was not imminent. What was this? Don't even wait for me to call on you, Kit. You're right. That's good for 10 points. I think everybody saw you were struggling with it while I was reading the question. Good job, Kearsley. Some catching up to do. Find the key to these similar terms. That's all I'm giving you for this. Find the key to these similar terms. First, it can refer to either a political impasse or a traffic jam in which no movement is possible.
Gridlock.
Right. In contrast to a strike, this kind of work stoppage results when management refuses to allow union members to report to work.
Lockout.
Right. In the X-Men comics, Annalee, Erg, Piper, and Tommy are all what race of characters sharing its name with a race in the Time Machine?
Morlocks.
Right, 20 points. Good job. And we come to our second pop quiz, a sweep by Kearsley. As I told you, these players will have no problem with the bonus material. Your 3 letters this time around, players, T-E-L. All your answers are going to begin with T-E-L. Kent from Kearsley start us off, and Nathan from Okemos do the same over here. To make something known, especially by saying, Kent.
Tell.
To tell, T-E-L-L. Next. The final stage of mitosis. Nathan.
Telophase.
Telophase is right. And finally, the transmission of visual images by, Kent.
Telegraph.
No, I'm sorry, that's wrong. Nathan, the transmission of visual images by means of electromagnetic waves.
Telekinesis.
No, television. That's what we're doing right now, television. Kevin from Kearsley, Sarah from Okemos. We'll keep things going here. The Hungarian-born U.S. physicist whose research led to the first successful American hydrogen bomb explode. David.
Oppenheimer.
No, I'm sorry, that's the wrong answer. Sarah.
Teller.
Teller, Edward Teller. David, remember the category, T-E-L. Second question. In psychic research, the movement of a body, Sarah.
Telekinesis.
Telekinesis. I think Nathan helped you a little bit with that. That's right. Final question for David and Sarah. A long program usually designed to solicit funds for a charitable cause. David.
Telethon.
A telethon. That's right. 10 points there. Jason now from Kearsley and Shuyu from Okemos. The signaling device first demonstrated, Jason.
Telephone.
No, I'm sorry, that's wrong. Shuyu. The signaling device first demonstrated to the public in 1844 with the message, "What hath God wrought?" Go ahead.
Telegraph.
That's the telegraph. Yes, next. In Greek mythology, the son of Odysseus and Penelope. Shuyu.
Telemachus.
Telemachus, or Telemachus, sometimes pronounced. That's right. Finally. Having an appearance and manner that are markedly attractive, especially to television viewers. And I'm just looking at both of your faces right there, and you're both very telegenic. Telegenic. Chris now from Kearsley and Jan from Okemos. The commonly used trademark name for a device which projects a script into the path of... Chris.
Teleprompter.
And let me say that I do not use one. That's exactly right. Next. The small Colorado town, which is home to a popular and influential annual film festival. Telluride Film Festival. Final question for Chris and Jan. A bank employee who... Chris is first.
Teller.
A teller. That's right. That's 10. That's our pop quiz. Okay, next time we hear the fanfare, we're going to the lightning round. A few more toss-ups to get in. Players, here comes one now. In ancient times, wars were often suspended in honor of this event. Sarah Okemos.
The Olympics.
That's right. Just that quick, just that easy. We were going to mention that in modern times that trend tends to be reversed. We don't have Olympics during times of war. Okemos, in calculus is your bonus category. Your setup here, they developed infinitesimal calculus independently of each other. Name each of them. Here we go. First, name the British co-founder of calculus, also known for his work on gravity.
Newton. Newton.
Newton is right. Next, what German published his work 3 years before Newton did?
Leibniz.
Leibniz or Leibniz, that's exactly right. And finally, Leibniz is how I have it here, but that's either way. Leibniz was better known as a philosopher who believed that the universe was made up of what simple building blocks? And I need your answer.
Whatever. Ether.
No. Monads. M-O-N-A-D. And I didn't know that one myself. 20 points on the category. Tough question there. And we're heading to our final 60. It's been fun so far, and of course it's a big gap right now, but everybody still wants to play this game for every question they're worth. They'll show off a little bit on these last 60. I'm sure we'll go as fast as we can, get as many right answers as we can going here. The 60-second timer is set, and the lightning round begins now. What Olympic event is named for an ancient city? Jason.
Marathon.
Right. What is the minimum number of equal sides on an isosceles triangle? Jason.
2.
Right. From the Latin for fake, what do we call an artificially or unnaturally high singing voice? Sarah.
Falsetto.
Right. Skitch Henderson, Doc Severinsen, Brentford Marsalis, and Kevin Eubanks have all been band leaders for what? Jason.
Night Live.
Wrong. In sports such as basketball and hockey, what do we call a pass that leads to a score? Shuyu.
Assist.
Right. What 3-letter word is another name for smoked salmon? Jason.
Locks.
Right. The 3 letters L-O-X mean what when referring... Jason.
Liquid oxygen.
Right. What British monarch lived from 1738 to 1820? Shuyu.
George III.
Right. What do we call a doctor who specializes in treating diseases in children? Jason.
Pediatrician.
Right. What is the English name of the workers' union founded in the 1980s by Poland's Lech Walesa? Jan.
Solidarity.
Right. From what kind of tree do we get edible dates? Jason.
Fig tree.
Wrong. What continent is the world's largest? Shuyu.
Asia.
That's right. That takes you to 490. Congratulations, Okemos. Of course, you're our winners today. For the record, we get figs from fig trees. Dates we get from palm trees, strangely enough. Skitch Henderson, which goes way back, even before my time. Doc Severinsen, Branford Marsalis, and Kevin Eubanks are all band leaders for The Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson, Jack Parr, Jay Leno, and all the rest of them. And of course, not surprisingly, we got everything else correct on that round. Kearsley, the score looks bad, but you know this game well enough to know what happened. They just beat you out on those toss-up questions and were able to make hay with the bonuses, and that was going to happen with whichever team got the toss-up questions. It turned out to be Okemos today. I'm sorry it didn't work out better for you. You've played great with us all season long. It's been fun to have you here. Let's have a hand for the Hornets of Kearsley, our runners-up today. A terrific team in a different game, a different set of questions. Who knows what could have happened? Okemos against a terrific team, almost 500 points, an outstanding performance for you. You will move on into our finals, our Green Division finals. You'll play Heartland. Should be a great game. We're looking forward to that. The Chieftains from Okemos are winners today. Now come the finals. It's finals week now. Coming up next on QuizBusters, you're going to see the White Division finals first. That is Leslie and Dansville. Then you'll see the Green Division finals. That's Heartland and Okemos. And then the winners of those two games will play in our Grand Championship, an hour-long special in prime time. You won't want to miss that. Thank you for watching this contest, and for all of us here on QuizBusters, I'm Matt Ottinger. Enjoy.
Production of QuizBusters is made possible in part by Consumers Energy, building Michigan's future by supporting excellence in education. Consumers Energy, count on us. And by viewers like you. Book Scholarship Awards for QuizBusters are provided by SBS, the student bookstore, located at 421 East Grand River Avenue in East Lansing. For more information about QuizBusters or any of WKAR's locally produced series or specials, visit our website at WKAR.org.